Hi, I'm Scott Kunes, and welcome to Kunes Car Convos. Today we're talking with Payton Jacobson, the Elkhorn native that's heading to the Summer Olympics this year for Greco wrestling. We'll be chatting in this brand new Dodge Durango RT. Hey, Scott Kunes, I'm here with Payton Jacobson, and here's another car convo, Kunes Car Convo coming at you, and we're in the 2024 Dodge Durango. And Payton, thanks a lot for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so we'll get started here, driving around a little bit. So Payton, first of all, congratulations on making the Olympic team.
Right.
Huge accomplishment for anybody, but especially for a small town kid from Elkhorn, Wisconsin here. And way to represent the town. We just really, it's kind of got the whole town buzzing. And so thank you. That's awesome. So how long have you been Greco wrestling?
So I started Greco wrestling, I would say, when I was probably like 5th grade, 6th grade. But then when I went full time was after my sophomore year of high school. I quit high school wrestling and started wrestling full time Greco. Started doing my junior year. We went on 3 overseas trips as part of my coach's plan, and been just doing Greco ever since.
So explain the difference between Greco wrestling and like your normal high school wrestling.
So in Greco, you can't touch the legs at all. So it's more about throws and more like high amplitude actions. That's probably the biggest difference.
Sure. So similar to kind of like a judo or
Yeah, similar to judo. More, I would say, like as you get overseas as well, it's more people on the other side of the world wrestle Greco, and their women actually wrestle freestyle.
Okay.
Just they think that Greco is more like, it's called the classic style, and almost more of a fight, because you just with your hands and chest and you throw people around.
Yeah. So what attracted you to this sport? What made you take that jump?
I like to throw people around. That was what throwing people over my head. I thought it was cool. Also, like my body's just kind of built for it.
Yeah.
I was like, my coach saw something in me when I was real little.
Yeah.
Bill Colley, he saw it in me and just kind of ingrained into my head that I was gonna be great.
That's awesome. And in terms of Greco wrestling, so it's really just all about throwing. Now, I was a high school wrestler myself, and yeah, it's a lot of legs and everything. Do you find it more difficult than typical wrestling?
Oh, definitely. It's more taxing on the body, I'd say. The whole time, the rule is you have to be contact. You can't break contact at all. So for 6 minutes, you're pretty much sprinting. It's not as bad on the joints as like folk style, just because you're not getting your knees ripped apart at all. But I would say like muscular endurance, like you just get exhausted. You got to make sure that like your whole body is ready to go full 6 minutes.
And so a big question, obviously I'm sure everybody kind of knows the answer, but how does it feel to make it to the Olympic team?
It's pretty cool for sure. It's kind of expected, to be honest with you, just because like mentally in my mind I've been training myself like I'm going to be an Olympic champ. I'm going to be an Olympic champ. First step, you got to be an Olympian to be an Olympic champ. So
yeah.
It's just like, for me, within my mind, it's not too crazy, just because I've been expecting to do this for so long. The way that the culture of my room at Northern Michigan is, like, we expect to be Olympians. This is what we expect to do. So it's really not too shocking. The more shocking thing is like how much support and like this conversation, like this car combo. Wasn't expecting this going to the Olympics. Like I didn't think I would get any fame from it. But
yeah.
I've been receiving a bunch of support. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that is it, right? There's so much in life is 95% mental.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd have to envision it, and you have to see where you're going to be and how you're going to succeed, and you have to believe it in yourself. I always talk about that in our business. A lot of times we'll have a store or even a salesperson or whoever it may be that once they hit, it's almost like they have to hit that level, and it's got to change their mentality, and then they'll be consistent with it. But a lot of times people fall short because they just don't see themselves at that level. So it's awesome to hear somebody that has kind of almost manifested that and kind of spoken it into existence. That's amazing. So you attended Elkhorn High School, right?
Yep.
And how was that for you?
So, but freshman to sophomore year, I went there, and then my junior year, transferring to going all-time Greco, I transferred to Catholic Central actually, and they had a full-time Greco program there. and then COVID happened, so that kind of shut the program down. So I came back to Elkhorn, but yeah, I liked Elkhorn a lot. Didn't have the most friends there. Just had a few guys that stuck by my side when I changed schools. Sure. Main one, Noah Anzalone. His dad really helped me out with all these events this week. Yeah, he was.
Repeat this. Yeah, had some good exhaust, huh?
He's got shorts. I think I'd be nice. Yeah, but Elkhorn was cool. The teachers were always supportive of me. Dan Keel was always very supportive of me. Even though I wasn't competing for the high school, he was always super supportive of me.
That's great. And now you're attending Northern Michigan. You talked about that a little bit. How do you like that?
Oh, it's great up there.
Yeah.
I mean, they get so much snow in the winter. The winters get real long, but the summers are they're beautiful.
They're perfect, right?
Yeah, but like right now, like, it's just starting to get nice out. Yeah, I'm out of town. But I mean, it's a cool spot. The culture of my team is like the main reason for being up there. My coach, Andy Biesick, and all my teammates, like, Ben Chupiki's from Elkhorn too, Max Black, David Sapanian, George Sykes, Aaron Dobbs, Casey Rocrose. Like, so many guys have like helped me to be where I'm at, and hopefully they can reach those heights soon as well.
That's great.
We're working on something great up there, I think.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Building a whole program.
Yeah, it's a Olympic training site. It's the national training site. We're trying to get it back to the Olympic training site. But yeah, it's a cool spot right now. Definitely. Hopefully, more people come up there.
So do you have a major in college right now?
Yeah, sports science.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like a good avenue for you to go down, especially with your mentality. That's great. So with all your experience in the sport, what's your favorite memory from wrestling? Is there a specific match you'll never forget? Or
yeah, I would say usually I remember my losses more than wins.
Yeah.
When I was in Vegas last year, I was wrestling this guy. He's a world champ from Belarus. He just moved to the States, got his citizenship last year, and he's able to compete for the United States. And he's 43 years old. He used to be an Olympian in probably, I think it was 2012 or 2008. And he went out there and smoked me.
Really?
Absolutely smoked. I was so mad. He's got this wicked arm throw, and we were on the stage in front of a bunch of people were watching, and he arm threw me and like slammed on the stage. I could just hear the whole crowd just go, oof. Like, that resonates in my mind all the time.
Yeah.
That kind of like motivates me. Like, never let that happen again. But I would say I remember losses more than wins. I don't know if that's my favorite memory, but
but that's important, right? You learn 100 times more from failure than you do from successes, right?
Lost again and again and again.
Yeah. And as long as you keep going, it's like I love that Michael Jordan quote about how many shots he's missed and all that. And but you miss every shot you don't take, right? So
I know until I win.
Hey, there you go. Exactly. So, do you have any tips or advice to anybody any kids who want to start Greco wrestling?
If you're really committed to the tribe,
Here we go. We're passing by the old high school here. So
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I would say for kids that want to get into Greco, if you want to be a Olympian in Greco, Olympic champ in Greco, you got to commit to just Greco, because it's not going to be, I wouldn't say you're going to reach the heights you can wrestling folk style and Greco. You got to just specialize in Greco, because these guys overseas, that's all they do. And by the time you turn 20, 25, they're going to be miles ahead of you if you're wrestling both styles. It's just, it can't be done.
Sure.
I mean, if it can, then, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but more power to them if they can do that.
Yeah. Now, all the years that have led you to this, what was some of the biggest challenges you've overcome leading up to this?
I would say believing in myself. That's the mental game has been the biggest thing. I mean, I never won a senior level event till this year. I won in New York. But yeah, I would say just believing in myself. I remember my freshman year at Northern, I just went 1-2 at some senior trials. I was screwing around too much, partying too much, and I just like looked myself in the mirror one day. I'm like, I'm supposed to be great. Like, what are you doing? Like, so I started like really taking training more seriously. Started resonating in my mind that I'm gonna be the man in the room. I'm gonna be the best man in the room. So that started really building up, and yeah, that's one of the biggest challenges I said I'd have to overcome. Just the mental game of it.
Yeah, that's always the biggest. So, do you have any role models that you kind of looked up to in your career?
Oh yeah, a bunch. I mean, I was named after Walter Payton, so that was like my first role model. Always like when I was real little, I would be like jumping over pillows, just like he was jumping over the pile. So I wanted to be a football player for a while. Then started getting good at wrestling. I would say Jesse Thielke. He's from Germantown. He's part of Ringers, my club. He was an Olympian in 2016. He was a big person I looked up to. Alston Nutter. He's from Fenimore. He's a big person I look up to as well. And then Benji Peak was probably one of my biggest role models growing up. He was like an older brother to me, along with my brother Bryce. He was my real big role model. Just
Sure.
Not just wrestling, just a person in general.
So after you're an Olympic champion, because we're going to manifest that's happening, right? We've already talked about that. So after you're an Olympic champion, what happens next? Where do you go after that in your career?
You know, I've been taking this ice skating class. And, I've been getting pretty good at skating. We played a little hockey. I'd like to join the team at Northern.
Okay.
For a semester, see how I do, and if I was pretty good, you never know. You know?
Oh, I thought you were going with the figure skating route. I think you made a great figure skater.
Oh.
You know, maybe an Olympic figure skater.
The body type, not really for figure skating. I would say it's more. I played in a pickup hockey game a few weeks ago with like a bunch of pads on, so we weren't hitting at all. But like there was times where I could see, I could just smoke somebody into the boards. Okay, I could play this sport. I'd probably get torched at first, but I think I could be good.
All right. How about after that? How about in career-wise and everything else? Something that you'd like to achieve after?
Yeah, so I'm with my major sports science. I want to be a strength coach and nutrition coach. So I want to help athletes like myself reach their goals.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had so much help with coaches in my career where I want to give back to people that really are high-performance athletes and want to reach crazy heights.
That's great.
Something that they don't think they can do.
Yeah, if it's something that you love like that, that's always something. That's the best thing you can do. That's what I tell my kids all the time is, find something that you love. And if you can do that for a living, that's awesome. So I kind of have the same kind of thing. I get to run a business, but also a business that helps so many people and so many people in the community and so many people to achieve their dreams that may, I always kind of, we have a vast amount of people that enter the car business that had dreams of doing something else, and no one really grows up and says I want to be a car salesman, right?
Yeah.
But it could be a really fruitful and awesome career for people, and so it's rewarding. It's rewarding to see. So now that you're on Team USA for the Olympics, what's the next steps in the journey? What does this look like?
So tomorrow I'm flying out to Alaska. Got a little training trip out there. Gonna hunt a little bit too. Get in touch with nature.
Nice.
Get in touch with God a little bit out there. Just ground myself again, because I go to Marquette and people are like super excited for me. It's hard to stay grounded. Elkhorn people are just like super excited for me. Like I walk in anywhere and people are like shaking my hand, congrats. Like I don't need that right now. I need to start focusing on training.
Did you get that a little bit from maybe like JJ Watt? I know JJ Watt used to do that. He used to go out and just get away from everything.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the idea of it. It's gonna be it's gonna be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, awesome.
And then from there, I'm going to Croatia and Hungary for a camp and tournament out there. And then Colorado one time, back to Marquette a little bit, and then out to Paris.
Wow, fantastic. So, we want to make sure, this isn't just about, your awesome achievements or your Kunes. We want to support you in this journey. We want to help people support you in this journey. So what's the best way that people can support you in this?
So I have GoFundMe. It's not for me. It's for like sending my family out to Paris. There's a link for it. But
we'll get that link and we'll post it on the video.
Yeah, that's but that's just to send my family and my coaches out. I'm trying to get all my coaches and their spouses out there.
Great.
Because they've helped me so much. And I think it'd be a really cool trip for them and their family to go. So that's the biggest thing. But Team USA is paying for me for the most part.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest support, and just praying for me, I would say.
Absolutely. We 100% pray for you as a hometown hero. We're a Christian-based organization, so that's a huge thing for us. And we all of our buildings have crosses on the building. If you walk into our buildings, there's Christian music playing, and we make we're not afraid to show it. So we'll definitely your Kunes family here will be praying for you for sure for a big win. And like I said, we already know we're manifesting it that you are Olympic champion, and so that's great. But we'd love to support you in your journey. We'll definitely be donating some money to your GoFundMe campaign. And
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, and we'll make sure to make sure that you can take as many people out there as you need to, because it's an awesome experience, and everybody that has helped you along the way should be able to do that. And so
Awesome.
I appreciate you taking the time with us today and just giving us a little insight to how this all happened for you, and we're all super proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for bringing me around.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, no problem.